Madame, Monsieur, bon après-midi. Nous sommes le lundi 24 août 2020. Bienvenue aux 12 heures d'Angassa. Bon début de semaine à vous et bon après-midi.
Thank you, Martin. Well, good afternoon. And you have the headlines of this newscast.
Inondation à Douala dans le littoral. Le ministre de l'administration territoriale sur les lieux, Paul Atanganji, conduit une mission sur le terrain pour l'évaluation des dégâts. On en parle dans le journal. Sécurisation des titres des transports. Le ministère des Transports passe à la vitesse supérieure. Une nouvelle carte grise proposée désormais aux automobilistes. Le directeur des transports routiers au ministère des Transports nous en dira plus. Divine Bamomé est l'invité du 12 heures ce lundi. Et puis en page magazine, replongeons dans certains monts, véritable richesse du patrimoine culturel camerounais. Ce sera vers la fin de ce journal. Voilà pour les titres.
Le port du masque dans l'espace public restera obligatoire jusqu'à nouvel ordre.
Good afternoon, dear viewers, and thanks for watching the midday bilingual newscast on the CRTV and on CRTV News. As announced in one of our headlines, the Minister of Territorial Administration, Paul Atanganji, has begun a working visit to the littoral region today. Paul Atanganji was welcomed in the locality of Lokbamal in the Sanaga Maritime Division by authorities led by the Littoral Regional Governor Samuel Dieudonné Ivaha Diboa. The minister visited a site in the locality of Lokbamal where a culvert on the Yaoundé-Douala road is almost giving way due to the heavy rainfall. He was told that the company is already working to create a deviation so as to replace the metal culvert. From there, the convoy left for Edea and will subsequently be going to Douala to evaluate the impact of last Friday's floods. Our reporters will be giving you details in our subsequent editions. And the second edition of the ICT Innovation Week, running under the distinguished patronage of the President of the Republic, has kicked off today at the Suptic Business Academy in Yaoundé. With the Post and Telecommunications boss, Minette Libom Lilikeng, presiding over the opening ceremony. The 15 start-uppers shortlisted among the about 500 from across the country who submitted their projects have begun showcasing their various innovative works to the minister. They are all vying to be winners of the national competition for the Post for the best ICT project of the year. This year's theme is young Cameroonians among the challenges of ICT innovation in the context of health crisis. We shall be having the details in our subsequent editions. And from here, we move over to the littoral region where the Minister of Housing and Urban Development was in Douala this weekend to assess the impact of last Friday's floods and also extend the head of state compassion to the affected population. Minister Kecha Cortez called on the city mayor and the entire population to carry out human investment to clear the drains and preempt any eventuality or eventual floods of such magnitude in the city. Sally Ebenyanyoki reports from CRTV Littoral in Douala.
Minister Celestine Kecha-Cortez was accompanied by his Secretary of State for Housing and the city mayor on the visit to the areas in Douala which were seriously affected by last Friday's floods. She came firstly to express the head of state's compassion to the affected population.
It was very difficult. Fortunately, there is no death. Many materials has been impacted. It's very important by showing them the compassion of the government, the Prime Minister, the head of state, State.
From the Sablem-Banya Bridge in Bonamusadi, Malangé in Bedi, through Makepe Misoke and Besenge, the ministers saw the debris and havoc caused by the floods. It was clear that apart from the heavy rain that triggered the flooding, the population is also responsible.
The first thing I've seen with Madam Minister Setat is that the empty bottles are taking the natural place where rain, water should pass. We have also advised, and I want to thank the city council mayor as well as the mayor of Douala 5 for the initiative that they took.
Many people have constructed houses on water channels, thus blocking water flow as well. Fast measures need to be taken so as to preempt such floods. The city mayor of Douala, Mr. Roger Mbasantine, alongside mayors of councils and administrative officials, were told to work together with the population to clear the drains so as to avoid such floods in the city of Douala.
Vous regardez le 12h sur la CRTV. Madame, Monsieur, merci d'être avec nous. Le ministre de l'administration territoriale est dans la région du littoral. Paul Atangandji conduit une délégation pour évaluer les dégâts causés par les inondations de vendredi dernier dans la ville de Douala. Il vient d'être accueilli dans la localité de Lokbamal, à une dizaine de kilomètres de Deya, dans la Sanaga maritime, par les autorités traditionnelles et administratives, au rang desquelles le gouverneur de la région du littoral, Samuel Dieudonné Iva Diboa. Le ministre de l'administration territoriale a pu se rendre compte des premiers dégâts, notamment cette buse qui s'affaisse sur la route nationale numéro 3. La réaction des pouvoirs publics est prompte, comme vous le voyez en image. Une entreprise a été dépêchée sur les lieux et procède à la création d'une déviation. Le ministre Paul Atangandji est annoncé à Edea pour une première escale d'évaluation. Nous y reviendrons avec nos reporters dans la suite du ministre, Ebeneza Akanga et Augustin Guizana. La semaine de l'innovation numérique prend corps avec l'entrée en compétition de 15 jeunes présélectionnés porteurs de projets innovants en technique de l'information et de la communication. Ces projets sont maturés dans l'incubateur Subtic Business Academy en attendant la désignation du trio gagnant vendredi. La ministre des Postes et Télécommunications a noué un premier contact avec les 15 nominés ce matin pour prendre connaissance des thématiques de leur projet. Minette Libom Liliken les a félicités pour le caractère innovant des projets numériques soumis à l'appréciation du jury. Je vous propose d'écouter la ministre des Postes et Télécommunications, Minette Libom Liliken, dans cet extrait sélectionné par Irène Nzana Fouda.
Cette deuxième édition de la semaine de l'innovation numérique qui est placée sous le haut patronage du chef de l'État et à sa seconde édition. Nous avons reçu près de 500 projets. Ça n'a pas été facile pour la commission de présélection du Minpostel de sélectionner ces 15-là. Et tout à l'heure, je les ai entendus, sans véritablement aller déjà dans les projets, je vois qu'ils ont fait preuve de beaucoup d'ingéniosité, de créativité et d'audace. Et comme la plupart des projets contribuent à la lutte contre la Covid-19, je suis déjà convaincue que lors du classement final, ceux-là qui seront promus, que leurs projets vont véritablement aider la communauté camerounaise, pourquoi pas africaine, à combattre cette pandémie. Je suis satisfaite.
And thanks for watching the Midday Bilingual Newscast. We move over to the West region, where social workers recently recruited and sent to the West Regional Delegation of Social Affairs have received training on the ethics and deontology of the profession. This was during a seminar organized by the Regional Delegation of Social Affairs, during which the newly recruits were challenged to carry out their duties with moral rectitude. Chanceline Nanze completes that story for the Midday Newscast.
This new staff of the West Regional Delegation of Social Affairs come from different educational backgrounds that are not related to social work. Reason why this seminar was organized to give them the ethics of the profession.
The seminar that we organized today was organized in favor of the newly recruited workers that were deployed to our region by the Ministry of Social Affairs. There are in number 17 of them. And the last set of them came in on the 7th of July. And we thought that given their profiles, many of them have A-level plus 2, 3, 4 years of other experiences, but they are not trained social workers as such.
The 17 new social workers during this seminar were called upon to avail themselves of the opportunity so they can be professional in the discharge of their duties. A call that seems to be well understood.
I'm grateful for this seminar that has been given to us because it's a privilege to be there, because it has boosted us, this is the beginning of our career.
It also told us how to intervene in situations, how to adopt children.
They are coming in at a time when the issues of child labor, child trafficking and other social ills need to be put in check in the West region. Radio.
And the Organization for the Defense of Human Rights International now has a representation in the East region. While installing the members of the Regional Bureau into office, the national president of DHR International, Luc-Claude Euque, called on them to work in collaboration with the administrative and judicial authorities in the execution of their duties. Elizabeth Mboneagbo with the details from the East region.
They are 18 in number, members of the East Regional Bureau of the Organization for the Defense of Human Rights. They now have a responsibility to ensure social peace, the respect of the new penal code, and intervene in situations of abusive detention of persons, amidst other issues as highlighted by their national president during the installation ritual in Betwa.
They have to collaborate with the authorities in terms of fighting against corruption, defend the human right, and collaborate beside the ELECAM in the conduct of electoral process.
The Organization for the Defense of Human Rights International, created since 2009, is said to have recorded enormous strides within the past years.
Our activities is to preserve peace towards the nation and to fight against corruption, and we are doing it every day. Now we are in 6 regions: Littoral, Southwest, today East, West region, Center region.
Implanting the Regional Bureau in the East region is said to be a welcome initiative, as the 37-year-old regional president assures the population he's up to the task. The ceremony in Betwa took place in the presence of the representatives of the administrative and judicial authorities.
And some religion now into this newscast. The newly ordained priests and deacons of the Mara Mokolo Diocese have been exhorted to be ambassadors of peace, unity and reconciliation. His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo made the exhortation during an ordination high mass attended by the Senior Divisional Officer for Diamare, Jean-Marc Ekoa Mbarga, among other top officials. Sylvester Atemkeng now reports from CRTV Mara in the far north.
Precautions against spreading the novel coronavirus didn't dampen the spirit of the 2 men ordained to priesthood. In the presence of their family members and college of clergy, Ngami and Inonsen were ordained priests, while another Inonsen and Ishmael joined the family of deacons. In his homily, the Bishop of Marwa Mokolo Diocese, His Lordship Bruno Ateba Edo, called for humility from the young shepherds while underscoring the value of obedience as a personal instrument of Christ.
I invite the new priests and deacons to be apostles of love, charity, unity, and reconciliation in our society.
The young shepherds equally pledged to remain faithful to their vow of celibacy and promises of respect and obedience.
The best thing for me is to be a servant of the Lord, is to be a humble servant, to contribute to the mission of the church.
The chief shepherd of Marwa Mokolo Diocese also reminded the newly ordained that deacons and priests are men who live and love the truth.
Each of us must comply with the measures that have been taken.
Regardez le 12 sur la CRTV. Madame, Monsieur, votre fidélité nous honore. Concertation et consultation au ministère de la Santé publique, Manaouda Malachi reçoit en ce moment les responsables des services centraux de ce département ministériel et le délégué régional de la santé pour le centre. La rencontre de ce lundi ouvre une série consacrée à l'évaluation du plan national de riposte sanitaire face à la pandémie du Covid-19 depuis sa mise en œuvre au Cameroun. Nous y reviendrons. Cap à présent sur Crtv dans le département de l'Océan, région du Sud où les fortes pluies s'abattent depuis quelques jours et inquiètent. Des cocotiers qui tombent sur les plages de Ngoye à Wamié, mais surtout un fossé qui avance dangereusement sur la route et qui pourrait la diviser. Plus de précision avec Salvatore Mbecha de CRTV Sud.
Sur près de 200 mètres de plage, de Ngoye à Wamié, près d'une vingtaine de badamiers et cocotiers sont tombés, très visibles, un fossé qui avance à pas de géant vers la route principale. Un désastre selon le maire de la ville, occasionné par de fortes pluies qui s'abattent sur Crtv, d'où la descente des autorités compétentes.
À cause déjà, de la remontée de l'eau, les océans sont en train de monter, de 2, en raison de la forte pluviométrie, la route risque de se couper.
Après une inspection minutieuse de ces berges attaquées par l'érosion, le maire de la ville tire la sonnette d'alarme.
Il y a eu un projet Minepat qui a commencé à sécuriser cette plage. C'est sur plus de 100 mètres. Pourquoi est-ce que ça a été arrêté? C'est pour ça que ici, j'en appelle au ministre de l'économie de revoir ce projet. Je vais le saisir de façon officielle.
En attendant les signaux d'une solution urgente, la communauté urbaine de Crtv prend des dispositions d'assainissement qui s'imposent.
Nous allons rembler les trous qui sont tout à côté. Dès demain matin, on va ouvrir les caniveaux qui doivent recevoir de l'eau.
Au moment où de fortes précipitations sont annoncées, les autorités municipales de l'océan se mobilisent déjà pour réduire les risques liés à l'érosion côtière et aux inondations à Crtv.
Nous vous le disions en titre, la modernisation des titres de transport emprunte un nouveau virage avec l'entrée en scène depuis le 17 août dernier d'une nouvelle carte grise. Ce nouveau support d'immatriculation est plus léger avec la forme d'une carte nationale d'identité. Il garantit une meilleure sécurisation des recettes publiques avec l'intégration de protocoles de sécurité supplémentaires qui rendent cette carte grise presque impossible à falsifier. Voici les spécificités de cette nouvelle carte grise avec Franck Evina.
C'est un virage décisif dans le processus de modernisation des titres de transport. La nouvelle carte grise est un support à base de thermoplastique doté d'une vingtaine de protocoles de sécurité.
Ces nouveaux cartes viennent avec une application mobile qui permet à ce que tous les différents services de transport ainsi que les FMO pouvaient procéder à l'authentification à tout moment.
L'idée, c'est de protéger le certificat d'immatriculation qui confère une existence légale au véhicule, un peu comme un acte de naissance.
Ça sécurise les recettes de l'État parce qu'en 2018, la Direction générale des douanes avait communiqué que la douane a perdu environ 5 milliards liés aux faux cartes grises qui sont en circulation. Avec ces nouveaux cartes grises, la possibilité de reproduction est réduite à 0.
L'ancienne carte grise ne disparaît pas systématiquement de la circulation.
Tout le monde qui a produit son carte grise avant le 17 du mois d'août 2020, il faut que les Camerounais sachent que cette carte grise reste toujours valide jusqu'à la date de sa péremption.
Le mécanisme de production de la nouvelle carte grise établit également une interconnexion entre les différents titres de transport.
And you're still watching the Midday Bilingual Newscast. We announced our guest. He's the Director of Road Transport, Divine Bamome, and he's here to give us more explanations as far as this new car registration certificate is concerned. Good afternoon and welcome to the Midday Bilingual Newscast.
Good afternoon. Thank you very much.
And now we want to talk about this new car registration certificate. The big question is why? Why now? Is it just because of the fact that you, like we heard in the report earlier, because of the fake ones we had before? What's been happening? Why a new car registration certificate?
Thank you very much. If you have been following up the Minister of Transport, he has actually placed the road sector into a modernization program. We started with the reform of the driver's license. He went further with the reform of the roadworthiness certificate, and today we are touching on the car registration certificate, which is at the basis of every transportation activity. Without a vehicle registration certificate, there is no transportation, because that is the document that gives a legal existence to every instrument that is used to transport persons and their goods, irrespective of the nature of the transport activity that you're operating.
We heard you talking to our reporters, and you were mentioning the fact that henceforth it would be difficult to have fake documents, and that this new car registration certificate is smaller, so more portable. How are you sure? What makes it different from the old one we had?
The first difference is that this new car registration certificate has more than 20 new security measures embedded in it. That makes it practically next to impossible for it to be reproduced by fraudsters. And it is not just about this document. This document is a product of an entire system that have been restructured, because in IT matters, after a certain period, you have to redo your protocol procedures to make sure that it cannot be hacked. Hackers cannot get into the system and destroy the national database that contains this information. Behind this information, behind the vehicle or car registration certificate system, we have about Cameroonians in high places. So it's a very important database. And this system comes with a mobile application that enables the law enforcement officials to verify if these documents are authentic all over national territory.
And the reason why we also called you to come on the set is because most people did not know. They are asking this big question: what will happen to the old one for those Cameroonians who still have the other car registration certificate? You brought it, you came along with it, and it is not expired. What happens to it? Do they throw them away?
This is the formal card. This formal card stays valid until the date which it expires. For example, this card I have has an expiring date of 2025. This card stays valid until when until when it expires. When it expires, it's going to be reproduced on this card. But if I have to misplace this card today, it will be produced on this new card. But where the explanation is supposed to be clear is that before the issuance of this card, there existed manually produced car registration certificate. Those are the cards that no longer exist, and that the minister said they have right up to 31st of December 2020 to have those cards changed into these computerized cards.
Thank you so much for coming. We hope the message has gone across and the Cameroonians will not be asking many questions again. Thanks so much for coming, and I remind our viewers that you are Divine Bamome. You are the Director of Transport at the Ministry of Transport here in Cameroon. And we continue. We stay in the center region, where the Bishop of Obala, His Lordship Sosten Leopold Bayemi, has called on Catholic faithful to follow the path of Jesus Christ in faith and loyalty. The Bishop was speaking yesterday in Va, Lekye Division, during a pontifical mass in prelude to the celebration of Bartholomew, celebrated this Monday, 24th of August. Maimuna Njoya reports from CRTV Center.
After the Feast of Assumption, here comes that of Saint Bartholomew, which reminds Catholic Christians of their responsibility to follow the path of Jesus Christ.
Saint Bartholomew was united in Christ in faith. He believed that Christ was the Son of God, and believing in Christ is the way of salvation.
And talking about reviving this celebration, which finds meaning in the Christian belief system, faithfuls have expressed their readiness and commitment.
Our bishop is always very much inspired. We are very happy. We are going to see how we can organize better this event for the years to come.
This Sunday's Pontifical Mass in Va in the Leke Division ended with a special prayer in favor of some 2 parish members who are aspiring to the rank of deacons.
And if you're called Bartholomew, we wish you a happy feast this 24th of August. And the president of the National Commission for the Promotion of Bilingualism and Multiculturalism has deployed 13 teams in the field to check the implementation of the 2 official languages in different ministries in Cameroon. The said teams will run from today, August 24th, till Friday, August 28, 2020. And they will visit the 38 ministries and evaluate the use of both English and French at different levels to promote the 2 official languages. Our reporters will definitely be coming up with details in our subsequent editions. And in the Northwest region, the commander of the 5th Joint Military Region, Brigadier General Ka Valet, has emphasized that defense forces in the Northwest region work in strict respect of basic human rights. The senior military official made the remark in Bamenda while handing back 2 children of a self-proclaimed secessionist general to their family members. As Kilo Valerine Sala reports, the children have been offered basic needs to resume with their daily activities.
Military region in Bamenda, the 2 daughters of the self-styled secessionist General Alaji of Bafut, Ngwa Sunita aged 17 and Ngwa Joradin aged 6 are reassured that after 4 months under the care of the military and social affairs officials in the region, their future is being looked into.
We have secured most of the things that they need that can enable Sonita to continue her training and also set up a salon for herself, and then we have bought enough food that can sustain them.
One of the children talks of the services received during their stay in Bamenda.
They bought me dresses, give me for me and my sister. They bought all the things for me and my sister.
The military hierarchy in the region is interpreting these actions.
Our men in the field are observing, the humanitarian law, and then apart from, some incidents, they respect the rules of engagement, given to them while they are carrying out the operation on the ground.
In May 2020, the military launched an operation in Bafut targeting General Alaji, who escaped from his home, leaving behind his 2 daughters, who were taken away by the military for intelligence gathering.
La page magazine du 12h ce lundi, qui est un panorama de quelques monts qui font la beauté du patrimoine touristique camerounais. Le mont Jim dans la Damawa, le mont Bougogo à l'est et le mont Elumden à Yaoundé dans le centre nous dévoilent un pan de nos civilisations. Balade au creux des monts sur fond de musique avec Laurence Okalia.
À Galim-Tinière, dans la région de l'Adamawa, le mont Njim se dresse majestueusement. C'est le géant qui piétine l'ennemi depuis des siècles. Son histoire se chuchote de génération en génération. À la fois un abri, il est aussi la loupe des guerriers myopes.
Sur le mont Njim, on observe l'ennemi à distance. Quand vous allez en guerre et que ça ne tient pas bon, vous venez vous réfugier là-bas.
Le peuple Niem dans la Damawa pouvait côtoyer les dignitaires Kako de la KDI à l'Est Cameroun, lorsqu'eux aussi se perchaient sur les hauteurs du mont Bougogo. Paradoxalement, celui qu'on appelait aussi Mont Blanc permettait d'élever les autochtones pour ainsi réduire à néant les colonisateurs.
Ça les permettait aussi de se tenir au sommet, voir
si les ennemis ne venaient pas.
Dans la région du centre, le mont Elumdem surplombe la ville aux 7 collines. Il ne révèle ses mystères qu'aux courageux et passionnés de randonnée, mais seulement, il est avare et timide. C'est pourquoi ce qui se passe au mont Elumdem reste au mont Elumdem.
Si vous prenez en vous-même la responsabilité de creuser, de prendre, cueillir un fruit pour amener au village, vous n'arriverez jamais.
Si tu pars pour les mauvaises choses, tu ne rentres pas.
Les monts Elumdem, Jim et Bugogo, des sommets qui ne se rencontreront jamais, mais se passeront les hommes qui, au pied des montagnes, continueront de compter aux générations futures, monts et merveilles.
Merci à vous, Laurence Okalia, pour cette mouture et à toutes les régions pour ces belles images. Sport à présent, Ligue des champions. Bayern de Munich est sacré champion. Le rendez-vous d'hier a tenu toutes ses promesses pour les amoureux du ballon rond. Allons voir dans les rues de Yaoundé, dans quelques familles, comment le match a été vécu avec notre guide Aboubakar Abo.
Le suspense était au rendez-vous, lui qui a tenu en haleine des milliers de supporters de la cité capitale répartis entre les deux camps, Bayern et PSG. Les pronostics d'avant-match ont laissé place au plaisir du live, savourant les actions des différentes équipes.
Le match est intense. Je supporte le Bayern. Je suis sûr qu'on va gagner.
Nous sommes sûrs de la victoire à la fin. 1-0. Un tout petit but à la dernière minute.
Des supporters PSG, coup de gueule mais aussi d'encouragement donnent de la voix devant la maladresse de Neymar et les manqués de Mbappé.
Non, nous sommes confiants, c'est quand même Paris Saint-Germain. Le coach va faire les remplacements tactiques et on sait que ça va aller. Choupo-Moting n'est pas encore entré. On attend Choupo-Moting, le 17 national.
Coup de froid dans le vestiaire parisien après le coup de boule de Kingsley Coman qui, d'une tête puissante, envoie le cuir au fond des filets. Débute alors une course contre la montre pour remonter le score. Les Bavarois tiennent le match. Le score ne bougera plus jusqu'à la fin, malgré le sursaut d'esprit. Au coup de sifflet final, les adversaires d'un soir retrouvent qui l'ami, qui d'autre l'amour.
Moi, je resterai parisienne, coûte que coûte.
Marseille reste le seul propriétaire de l'étoile en France. Dans la propriété de l'étoile en France est la nôtre. Nous les Marseillais. Je dis au Bayern de Munich qui est la meilleure équipe du moment. Pas les Bambambé comme le Paris Saint-Germain.
L'histoire est écrite. La suite se jouera dans les commentaires.
It was an exciting evening here in Cameroon and also in France and Germany as Bayern was playing against Paris Saint-Germain. You know, the winner, Bayern, yesterday, 1-0. Martin, well, it's with those beautiful images from Aboubakar Abo that we draw the curtains on this edition of the Midday Bilingual Newscast. We'll be back tomorrow at exactly midday.
Et ça sera avec le même plaisir. Madame, Monsieur, merci d'avoir regardé. Bonne semaine en compagnie des programmes de la CRTV. Bonne dégustation à vous qui êtes à table. Et à demain, 12h.
Il est essentiel que les mesures qui ont été indiquées soient absolument respectées par chacun de nous.
Lavez-vous régulièrement les mains à l'eau et au savon ou à l'aide d'un gel hydroalcoolique. Restez à au moins 1 mètre de distance des autres personnes, surtout si elles toussent, éternuent ou ont de la fièvre. Si vous avez de la fièvre, de la toux ou des difficultés à respirer, consultez un médecin.